Hello guys, welcome back to yet another lesson, and in today's lesson I want us to get to look into how we can get to do analysis on this is EURCAD. So what I'll be doing, I'll be showing you a simple breakdown of the analysis on how we can get to do on this one, and I'll also be showing you, if you're a total beginner, where should you start and some of the things that you need to pay attention so that each and every time you can get your trades right. So here, allow me to just use my PC for illustration purposes, so that we can get to move forward together. But quickly, before we get into all that, it's very crucial for you to understand that when it comes to trading, you need to pay attention when it comes to the amount of money that you are risking, since that's the most important thing as compared to how much you are going to get in return. So be knowing this, when it comes to trading, there are a couple of things that also to have in mind. You need to make sure that you have your technical analysis right. So for me, I'm a guy who normally trades without the influence of the news, meaning I don't focus on the news part of it, since somehow it's something which you're not guaranteed it's going to go your way. So for my case, I'm a technical analysis trader, so purely I get to rely on my analysis. So the other important thing that you also need to know is that when it comes to the psychology plays 90% on whether you become a successful trader or you becoming a losing trader, since you might get your technical analysis right, but if you have self-doubt, you have greed, you also have that you're unable to pull the trigger, those are factors that really brings down so many traders, and of course they end up giving up. So for now, allow me to use my computer to illustrate to you, and I'll start by let me just switch on my my recorder, my screen recorder. So in order for you to start trading, you'll need, first of all, you also need to have a trading view. You can use your mobile phone, but for my case, I prefer using PC. It's easier, and of course it also gets to give you a wider view of what you're getting into, as well as you can get also to include a couple of things in there. So my recorder is taking a bit long, but let's just be patient. Let's just be patient as it starts. So well, to start with, as you can see right here, I'm on EURCAD. So, and I normally start with the analysis at 4 hours, since I'm a day trader. For those people who understand what day trading means, it means somebody who doesn't allow trades to go overnight. So if you can get to start with the daily time frame, you can start with the daily time frame. These are pure analysis that I'm doing from scratch. You can see this is how the daily time frame looks like, and it's important for you to zoom out the market to see where where the market is right now as I speak. So there are a couple of things that I normally prefer to start by drawing. I normally start by drawing the psychological levels, and as you can see, the market right now, where the market is right now, I can get to start to draw the psychological levels. For instance, from this is 18, or that is 1. This is 1.800. So let me just make sure that's the exact spot that I want my psychological level to be. So it's important for you to follow along what I'm doing, since this is something that you can be doing each and every single time, over and over, to make sure that you get it right, and of course you get an increase on your winning rate. So I'll start by drawing my psychological levels, and then I'm going to add another psychological level at that is at 48. That is 1.48500. So what you normally do, you keep adding. That is around 50. That's around 100. That is around 500 pips. Keep adding 500 pips. I normally prefer having at least 2 psychological levels below where the market is and 2 above where the market is. So I'll just come here, get to add another psychological level here, which is 1.49. That is 1.495000. So there we go. Then let me add another one where the market is about right now, which is around 1. That is around 1.4. that is 1.4900. It's very, very crucial for you to make sure you get to understand that. Once you get to draw those psychological levels, we can now get to head at 4 hours time frame and get to draw the zones which are there. But since at the 4 hours they're not that clear, I would suggest let's start by looking at the zones at 4 that is at daily. As well as you can see right now, as we get to look at this market, this is a market which is on an uptrend. On daily time frame, the market is on an uptrend. So let's just narrow down now to the 4 hours. And on the 4 hours, what I want us to get to do right now, I get to draw a trend line. It's very, very crucial for us to draw a trend line at 4 hours. So as you can see, at the 4 hours time frame, the market is still on an uptrend. But let's not be worried about that, since if you get to narrow down at 15 minutes, things might turn out different. But right now you can see we have a psychological level which is about to be hit, and consider psychological levels mostly to be either support or resistance, since this is something that those are areas whereby the big market movers, they normally place their trades right there. So another interesting thing with this market is the fact that we can see we have a very long wick. This long wick on this side shows rejection from the upper side. I don't know whether those were news, but we are going to find out real soon. So right now we can agree the market is still on an uptrend, and quickly we can get to draw a trend line here. We can see the market just broke from this zone, and I remember what I told you in my previous lesson, that whenever the market gets to touch the trend line at least 3 times, the 4th time you normally anticipate the market is going to break to the upper side. So we have already drawn that. So one thing you need to understand is that whenever the market gets to break above the trend line, there is a high possibility the market has to come back first, get to retest this area, and then get to move forward. So we can quickly get to draw something like this. As much as the market gets to move up, we are anticipating the market might find a way to come back here, retest this zone, and then keep moving forward. So that is at the 4 hours time frame. Let's now narrow down to the 1 hour time frame, and we get to see what we are looking into right now at the 1 hour time frame. So what we'll be looking into, we'll be looking into to draw a trend line at that is at the 1 hour time frame. Remember, we have in mind that the market might find its way to come back to this zone, but remember, we always trade whatever we are seeing. We don't get to conclude our own things. We get to trade with whatever is showing up into the market. So at the 4 hours, I'll also it's crucial also for us to get to look at we can get to draw our Fibonacci. So for this case, this is not the first time I've said whenever you get to see a very, very long wick shows rejection from that region, and if you get to see so many candles that are being formed trying to cover all this distance that was left with this long wick, it shows you that for instance, for this case, the buyers, they will be losing momentum. You can see so many candles that are being formed are going to the upper side, meaning we are seeing some loss in momentum from the buyers. So for that case, we'll be anticipating to see sellers come in and of course get to push this market, as we said, downward. So for that case, we'll need to do our analysis until to the 15 minutes for us to look for entry reasons. So at the 1 hour time frame, we can get to draw a trend line here. Let me just look into how we can get to draw a trend line around this region. For instance, I can get to draw a trend line around this region like that. So what you normally do when it comes to drawing trend lines, you need to make sure that the trend line at least get to touch at least 2 reasonable points into the market. You can see, for instance, this is one. You can come here, get to draw a shape around here to make sure that you're understanding exactly what I'm doing. So for that case, this is 1 point whereby the market got to touch the trend line. You can also get to move around here. The market also got to touch around there. You can see that's also another point. And of course, we have this other point here. Then the market got to break. You can see that's also another region right there. So basically, the market has already touched this point 3 times, a minimum of 3 times. So what you're anticipating right now at 15 minutes, we should be looking for more of selling opportunities. But let's just be patient. I will be moving to 15 minutes to see how the market is going to play out at 15 minutes. So remember, we have already drawn a trend line at 4 hours. Now we have drawn another one at 1 hour time frame. And for this case, for the 1 hour time frame, we can see the market has already broken into these. It has already broken around here. And what we should be anticipating for this case, I'm anticipating the market will be unable to cross this psychological level around here. And of course, it will have already tested this trend line at 1 hour, and now the market should be looking more of selling opportunities, and of course we should be looking more of the market to unfold until to this point. But remember, we have to be patient, since patience is a virtue that you must have when it comes to trading. And of course, remember, you trade what you see, not what you're thinking into your mind. So now we have narrowed down to 15 minutes, and this is whereby we get to look for entry reasons. And to start with, we can start by looking at this region right here. We can see the market around this region has already it's looking more of bullish, but let's just wait. We get to see how far this market is going to move. So for that region, for that case, we can get to just wait for let's just wait for the market to unfold. You can see already it has given how many entries around here. We have 1, 2, 3. So what we are looking for, we are looking for the market to just react to this region around here. And of course, we have a psychological level, and also remember, we also have this trend line. But let's just wait for the candlestick formation, which will form around here. So for that case, we should be looking for something like we have the evening star. We could also be looking for more of the shooting star, as well as we could be looking for more of a bearish engulfing candle. And for that case, we could look for short position right there. So in most cases, my stop loss is usually 30 pips. So I'll just place my stop loss around 30 pips around there. Let me just for this case, I normally place my stop loss around 20 to 30 pips, and then for that case, I should be focusing at least the market to unfold at least to the next psychological level, which is around here. And for that case, that would quickly give us at least a 3, that is 2.3 is to 1 risk to reward, that is profit to risk to reward ratio. And also another important thing for us also to note is that you just wait for the market to give you a nice perfect entry reasons, and for that case, don't rush things. So let's come back to 4 hours. We get to look into also another important thing. At around 4 hours, you can see this is the 4-hour time frame. For that case, we can get to see the market has been unfolding, moving forward, moving that is on the upper direction for a very, very long time. So what we can do, we can get to pull our Fibonacci, and we get to estimate approximately where we anticipate the market to come to. For that case, let me sorry, not that one. We get to pull from the lower low, that is the lower low, to the recent high. So for case, we should be anticipating the market at least to come around. Let me just draw a rectangle. We should be anticipating the market at least to come around this point, and you can see also that makes sense, since we also have we have a trend line around there. And if you can get to pull this to this level, this is also a zone which has been tested a couple of times. And of course, that's what we should be anticipating in the market at least to come to around that region before proceeding upward. But our prospect also shows us that the market could break this zone and of course unfold downwards to retest this trend line, which was not tested before the market got to move up. So basically, those are some of the simple analysis that you can get to incorporate, and if you can get to put that in place over and over, trust you me, you're going to make a lot of money with just this simple trading technique. So just go ahead, be patient enough, get to look at that EURCAD, and of course I'm sure it will be all worth it so long as you get to do it the right way. And of course, get to take your time, get to take those losses until you get to master your psychology, since with the psychology, that's the hardest part. But once you get to master yourself, you'll become a surgeon when it comes to this market. So that's it for today's analysis. And of course, The reason why I'm doing these videos is to make sure that you get to follow along each and every time I get to do my analysis, so that you can also get to have a clear understanding on the best way to approach this market. That's it for today, guys, and of course I'll be looking forward to seeing you in our next episode. Peace, guys.